Amy, From Pain to New Beginnings, a story of overcoming and love. Amy was found on the streets of Houston in a deplorable condition. Abandoned to her own devices, the little dog wandered aimlessly, weak and visibly ill. Her frail body could barely stand, and each step was a struggle against pain and fatigue. Her journey to rescue began when she was discovered trapped inside a manhole. Her condition was alarming. Her skin was severely damaged by mange, infested with parasites and covered in open sores. In addition, Amy suffered from heartworm disease, a disease that compromises the functioning of the heart and lungs. Her clinical condition indicated a critical condition, the result of months, perhaps years, of neglect and mistreatment. Even in the face of so much suffering, Amy showed a look of hope, as if she understood that, from that moment on, her life was about to change. The first days of the fight for life. Day 2. Amy could barely stand. Her extremely weak body was too weak to support her own weight, and any attempt to move resulted in a painful fall. In addition to the complications already diagnosed, tests revealed that her heart was enlarged and had a severe murmur. The state of her uterus also worried the veterinarians, indicating possible internal infections. Every minute was crucial, and the medical team knew that her recovery would require time, patience, and specialized care. Day 7. Amy's fragility was evident. To avoid overloading her digestive system, her food was divided into 4 small daily portions, carefully balanced to help her gain weight without compromising her recovery. Despite her critical condition, something was beginning to change. Her expression was more alert, and her eyes no longer conveyed only pain, but also a slight curiosity about the new environment that surrounded her. Day 10. Small advances began to appear. Amy's appetite was slowly returning, a positive sign that her body was accepting the care she was receiving. However, she still had difficulty drinking water on her own, requiring constant assistance. Her recovery process was far from complete, but for the first time, there was a real glimmer of hope. Day 17. During her follow-up appointment, Amy demonstrated a surprisingly calm demeanor. Even after everything she had been through, she showed no fear or aggression, only a deep gratitude for the caring touch of her caregivers. After a long day of tests and evaluations, she returned home and, instead of hiding or retreating, accepted the affection of those who were caring for her, lying down next to her caregivers for comfort. The incredible transformation, a new life for Amy. Day 25. The changes in Amy became increasingly noticeable. Her fur, which had been sparse and full of sores, began to grow back. Her eyes, which had been dull, now showed a lively look. Her energy, which had seemed non-existent in the early days, was gradually returning. Her transformation was remarkable, and every little bit of progress was celebrated as a victory. Day 30. As part of her dermatological treatment, Amy received a coconut oil soak. Her skin, still extremely dry and sensitive, needed special care to prevent cracking and new lesions. This procedure would help with hydration and regeneration, providing her with relief and speeding up the healing process. Day 45. Amy was finally beginning to discover what it was like to live without pain. She had already gained 15 pounds, a significant step forward in her recovery. More than that, her personality was beginning to reveal itself. She now knew that couches were comfortable and safe spaces where she could rest without worries. She learned that her crate was not a prison, but rather a peaceful refuge. She began to interact with other dogs, playing and discovering that the company of other animals could be a positive thing. She also developed a special affection for stuffed toys, something she had never had before. Even after being abandoned and neglected, Amy demonstrated an amazing capacity for forgiveness. Despite all the suffering she has endured, she never hesitated to approach a human with her sweet and affectionate expression. Day 60. Amy is no longer the weak and scared dog she was rescued months ago. She has become an example of resilience and resilience. Extremely intelligent, she quickly learned how to behave indoors and has completely adapted to the routine of a loving family. Her new family reports how much she has become a true member of the household. They loved taking her on walks, providing playtime, and giving her the affection she always deserved but was denied for so long. Amy has not only survived all the adversities, she has been reborn. Her past of pain and suffering is now just a distant memory, replaced by a life filled with love, security, and happiness. Amy's rescue was only possible thanks to the unconditional support of those who believed in her. Every donation, every gesture of kindness, and every prayer helped transform her story. Amy has finally found the home she always deserved.